Hey. Hi everyone. So I'm back with a new video and I'm excited about this topic because it's been something that people have asked me over on my Instagram. By the way, if you have not already been there, my Instagram is a great place to check out stories. I interact with people a lot and just to see a different side of my life. That's Stars World of Adventure, and yeah, go like and follow if you'd like. Also, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe, which helps me get more followers and views. So today's video topic is going to be, I made some little notes so I can keep myself on track, but basically how to level up your life. So this topic is important because there's so many, videos on how to change your physique by leveling up and how to change all of the aesthetic side of leveling up, but not so much the foundations. So today I'm going to be talking about ways that I personally have leveled up and I have seen other people level up that have made the biggest differences in their life more than just physically. So for starters, I'm going to start with being able to really decide what leveling up looks like for you. Because I know there's so many videos, there's hundreds and hundreds of videos about leveling up, and all of them will tell you something different. So I feel like at the end of the day, you really need to know what is it that you want from leveling up, whether that be a slower pace of life or a luxury lifestyle or more time on your hands. These are all things that would enhance someone's life. And it really doesn't matter what others say, it's what matters to you most is what's gonna create the most leveling up. And then two, create habits that align with that lifestyle. So say for example, you want to have a slower pace of life. I would say one of the biggest things that I know has helped me with wanting to live a slower pace of life is disconnecting from social media and following people who don't actually make me feel good about my life or make me feel like I always have to compare myself to them. That was a big one for me, is making sure that what I'm doing aligns with my long-term goals. So creating those habits was making sure that I'm staying fit and going to the gym for my mental health and also for my body, eating healthy foods that fuel me and make me feel good, and connecting and creating a community that makes me feel good and also be able to grow to my highest self. People who encourage me and, support me with who I am. Those are all habits that you can create to help yourself get further and level up in life. And then three, I would say move in silence. Like this has been something that has been humongous for my transition. I used to be one of those girlies that would tell everyone everything. As soon as I decided on something, I'd tell my friends, I'd tell my family, I'd tell everyone. And what I learned is that not everybody has your best in interests, because some people may be your friend, but they're not really your friend and they're just waiting for your downfall. And as soon as you tell someone that you're going to do something, that's your word. They assume that it's true. And I hope that your word is true. But everyone falls and makes mistakes. And sometimes we say things we're going to do, but we don't actually hold up to it. And then those people are going to be the first people to say, oh, look at you. I knew you weren't going to do such and such. Or you say one thing and you do another all the time. Or if things don't go to plan, they're going to be the first person to say, oh, well, you just keep trying all these things and they just keep failing. Maybe you're just not successful. And you don't want people around you like that, for one. But two, you also don't want people to be able to throw things in your face. And if you live a quiet life where you're silent about what your next move is, nobody can ever throw things in your face because they won't have anything to throw in your face. That's an amazing tip. My fourth tip is going to be learn to listen more than you speak. This was hard for me because I personally really love talking and connecting with people and giving people great advice and being that friend who people come to for support. But I realized that sometimes I talked more than I listened, and at the end of the day, I didn't know half the time what people were saying because I was too busy listening to respond. And when I say listen before you speak, it doesn't mean you have to stop speaking and like not put your input, but it means to be more mindful about listening. So like actually getting really in tune with what people are saying and like trying to understand people in a better way than just listening to respond. This helps in so many aspects of your life, relationships, careers, like parenting, being able to really listen to people and understand what they're saying in a full spectrum more than just what their words are saying, their body language, their words, all of it combined make up what people are really telling you. Once you are able to listen, you are also able to like really understand people on a deeper level and really see what their intentions and motives are for you or for themselves. So it's a great way to also like really decide if someone's worth being in your life and being around. My fifth tip is going to be strategic, which kind of ties into the next one. Be strategic about who you spend your time with and what you allow in your life. This is so crucial. I feel like a lot of people think that just because they have friends who have been their friends for years or family who's been, their family and is blood, they have to be around them and they have to surround themselves around them and that's their community. But at the end of the day, one thing that I know for certain and have heard from many people is that your environment creates your reality. So if you're constantly in a toxic environment or you're around people who don't support you or you're around people who just don't have a leveled up growth mindset, they're going to constantly be bringing you down because you only rise higher than the people around you. So if everyone in your circle is, lower than you, you're going to stay low. If everyone in your circle is higher than you, you're going to grow. And that's what you want to think about when you start leveling up, is positioning yourself to be at the best advantage. How can you grow in situations and how can you become better? By being around people who are better than you. 6, stop gossiping. Like, this is what I mean by it ties in. If you have friends that are constantly only talking about the next person or gossiping about something that happened, but is never really talking about like mindset or how to grow or how to become a better person, and that's the gist of your conversations, it's probably not a healthy relationship, to be honest. Like, there are so many other things you could be doing with your time than gossiping about people. It's never going to benefit you. It doesn't at all bring any kind of positivity into your life, and it only looks bad on you when you're talking about others. They say like the sword is a two-edged, sword. One you can use for positivity and love and kindness, and one side you can use to tear people down and create toxic. And honestly, that's what's happening every time you gossip. You're only creating negativity and toxic, and the things that you say become reality. So that's just not something you want to keep doing. Like, gossiping doesn't benefit you. And the 7th thing that I really, really feel like is so important is changing your mindset and really focusing on becoming a better person all around, physically, mentally, and also like emotionally, financially. Those are so important. And that all starts with the way that you think. It doesn't matter if you make more money. It doesn't matter if you marry someone who you feel like you love. If your mindset is toxic and you're constantly in this negative space, those things are never going to amount to enough, because you're never going to feel like you've made it. You're never going to feel like these things are enough. And you're always going to be comparing your life to someone else, or comparing, what you haven't done to someone else. And when you change your mindset, you're able to actually live in a place of gratitude and really appreciate things in life, and also create more beautiful things in your life, because what you think becomes your reality. And that only happens when you're able to clear out those blockages and say, like, you know, I was told I was this one person, but when I look back, that person doesn't really align with who I am. And yes, some of those things I've done in my past, or yes, some of those things were me, but they're not anymore. And being able to change your mindset and that peripheral of like what you are, who you are, is going to help you get so much further in life than just changing the way you look. And this is like something that I definitely feel like is hard to do, because we are constantly in the cycle. Our brain is always going back to its natural pattern. So being able to really create that neuroplasticity and change the way that you think is so important, but it takes more than just like positive affirmations. It takes positive affirmations, it takes self-improvement, it takes therapy, which is a really important thing, and really being able to do shadow work, which a lot of people don't talk about, or don't bring up. But shadow work is really working on those negative ideologies of yourself and bringing it back to how you can change that or reframe it, and clearing that negativity out so that you can bring in more positivity. So today I want to give you some tips on books that are amazing for changing your mindset. The first one I would say is The 4 Agreements. This is a really awesome book. It is really intense because it makes you think outside of the box. And for that alone, it is like really, really awesome for growing your stagnant mentality. It also really helps us understand how the world creates these rules and standards that it wants us to live by. But if we aren't aligned with that, it constantly creates that cognitive dissonance and doesn't help us connect with who we really are. So we have to let go of that. We have to let go of that ideology of what the world wants for us and really connect with what we want for ourselves to be able to grow and become better people. So that's my number one book. And then my second would be Atomic Habits, because it's amazing for being able to change your life with little habits that you do. Because at the end of the day, your habits create your lifestyle. If you're constantly waking up and you're not going to the gym, you're eating really poor foods, you're hanging out with not so great great friends, these are all habits that you're doing every single day that are going to create your next future. And once you change those habits, your life changes. Once you start going to the gym, obviously you get more fit, you feel more energetic. And once you start eating better, you have better health, you have, a better quality of life. Once you start hanging out with better people, you have better community, you have more positive people around you. Like, there's just so many things that happen from changing your habits that are positive. So those are my 2 books for today. Once again, if you haven't liked or subscribed to my channel, please do. And if you feel like this has been in any way helpful for you, or like made you feel like you could change and really grow as a person, I hope that you're able to share this with someone else that you think would also benefit from this video. Thank you, and goodbye.